the chair.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
All right, let's see. So let me just double check this over here. We are Instagram Live.
And we have sound. We have sound.
All right, let's see. So let me just double check this. We're good over here. All right.
You have the messaging on that? So we can see.
All right, let me go there. I'm going to check us out on the other side. Danny Lamel. No, that's me. That was Danny. All right. Looking good.
Where's the messaging?
Messaging is coming up for our people all over the world who are going to jump in and talk with us today, hopefully again. We don't have fun doing that. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Intro to Crypto on Mondays with Michael Cristoforo, David Lamel here. It's a pleasure to be with you guys every day, every week, Mondays and Fridays. Friday was crazy. It was so much fun. You guys lit it up on social media. It was a lot of fun talking with you guys. And hopefully you're out there today because it's even more fun when you're around and being a part of the show with us. I can tell you that for sure. On Friday, we had a lot of people that were asking to talk about Chainlink.
Yeah.
Chainlink was on the agenda. Chainlink was on everybody's mind and how Chainlink is going to affect XRP. So we decided to go Chainlink versus XRP. What do you think? How do they differ? How do they complement each other? And what is the future of Chainlink and XRP?
I love it.
It's something that I'm learning about every day, more and more. And I love learning with Michael over here and with you guys out there because it is so much to learn in this crypto world, digital assets, hearing what's going on from the knowledgeable experts out there and really taking in with you together, learning about everything we're doing here. Remember, Mike and Dave and Mike, the Intro to Crypto, this is not financial advice. This is for you to do your research, become as educated as possible, and to learn like we are together and have some fun doing it. And hopefully, together, we will invest and learn and have an amazing future together. Maybe you're going to make a little bit of something that is going to help change your life in one way or another. Maybe it's buying a car. Maybe it's paying for your kids' college. Maybe it's buying your first house. Or maybe it's generational wealth because you've done everything you need to do to put yourself in a place where you don't have to not only work anymore, not that you shouldn't, but you don't have to work. And maybe your work's going to be a little different than it would have been as it is today. Maybe it's work where you're investing and buying assets that are going to make you money and you're going to learn how to be wealthy. That's a whole nother education course that all of us need to learn because most people who win money or make money really quickly also tend to lose money really quickly.
Tend to or do?
Well, I don't want to assume, right? But the statistics show that when you become an instant millionaire or extremely wealthy, that you don't know how to be wealthy and you blow it so quickly. And it could destroy your life or your family's life. And that is so important, something to learn about and start to think about how to live a long, healthy financial future. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, Jay Claver is I'll call him like Oz when it comes to this stuff here. He is somebody that we follow and listen to, and it's about learning how to change your stances. You know, when we're making a lot of money, all of us out there, we tend to spend a lot more money without thinking about it. It's like the more money you make, the more money you spend. And what you should be doing is the more money you make, the more money you save and invest so that you have later on those things in life that you deserve. But that's not what happens in real life, right? In real life, you tend to make more money, spend a little more vacation, a little more lavish vacations, maybe a nicer car. We've all gone through this, including myself. You learn from mistakes, right? But with these mistakes you make, hopefully you learn how to be a better investor, a better money maker, and more educated. Otherwise, you end up going back in the exact same circle, which doesn't help you get ahead. And the ability to be in the crypto world and to learn about digital assets, Mike, I'll interrupt you.
No,
but if you had a chance to be involved and learn about the digital assets today, and you begin to invest wisely, buying the good blue chip coins, things that have utility, things that have functionality, things that are going to be the future of what's happening in this country, you're likely to do very well. And how well you do depends on how much you own and what you buy. So together, let's learn, let's have some fun, and let's talk to each other. If you have questions out there, throw them at us. If you want to engage, we'd love to be engaged with you. We're on live on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Instagram, and so much more. And we love doing this with you guys. So welcome to the Monday episode of Intro to Crypto. Let's get into it. Mike, and you want to say first?
No, the only thing I was going to say is you were talking about wealth, and I was listening to a podcast the other day.
Yes.
And the woman was talking. She said the average millionaire has seven different income streams.
That makes sense.
7.
I mean, the average person has one income stream, right? And because they're continuing to burn the candle at both ends and living a life that's tough, right? So if you have that kind of income and you learn how to invest it correctly to have, like you just said, multiple income streams, that's life-changing.
100%. And that's what I mean. Like, for what are multiple income streams? It could be a home, a 2-family house, 3-family house.
That's right.
Could be, apartment buildings. It could be
Strip malls.
Or it could be dividend stocks.
It could be dividend stocks.
It could be dividend stocks.
Or dividend coins in crypto.
Yeah, this will no doubt be one of those income streams for sure. For sure.
So what you buy, how much you put in, it's going to make a difference. Maybe it's time that you take a portion possibly of your stocks that maybe are just kind of idolizing, that aren't doing much, and you flip it and diversify into something like digital assets, crypto. That's a possibility. And it might not be a bad idea. You have to make a decision. We always say that if you're out there investing, you could also lose. When you're in the stock market, you could always lose, right? But you're taking a portion of your income that comes out weekly of your check, and you're just putting it in. No one's ever paying attention to where it's going. Putting it in, right?
And, typically, if they ask their financial planner has always said no. But that's probably going to be changing, as it's already started to change, as Donald Trump just approved, crypto in 401ks last week. Which is just mind-blowing, exciting, and so much more. I was talking to Danny, my son, about that. And I said, listen, if you have a chance, he's already talking about it. He's excited about it, the 401k thing. So if you're out there, you have a 401k that you're taking out every week. Have you gone to your financial advisor yet to ask about this? Because it's something you can do. And it'd be very, again, an opinion, very good idea to at least inquire and learn about it. If the companies have started to add them, that's going to be the big thing. Like, I didn't even bother checking my 401k yet, but I wouldn't be surprised that they haven't done it yet. Just because it was approved last week doesn't mean they're all in it yet. Yeah. And if they're in it, what coins do they offer, or ETFs do they offer that you can get into? Yeah, I would expect it's very, they're very slow moving. I mean, it's one thing if the regulations happened, but it's another thing waiting for the company to approve allowing those investments in that choice of 30 investments. Right. They're gonna come together and they're gonna come up with their own ETF. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of the stock companies, let's say it's gonna be let's just use JP Morgan. It's a big company. They might create their own ETF. Their own ETF they might create of different cryptos, right? Their own stable coin, right? So it's likely going to happen that they're going to have options for you available to buy based on what they offer from their own piece of the pie. Today we're diving into 2 giants in crypto, Chainlink and XRP. Both are shaping the future of banking and global payments, but in very different ways. Let's unpack how we work, how they work, where they compete, and how they might even complement each other. What is Chainlink? Anybody out there with Chainlink? Hey, Blade. Ciao, guys. How you doing, buddy? Thanks so much for joining, my friend.
We appreciate you being a part. Want to know if you guys will do a segment on staking? Yes, yes, and yes. Great question. Love ideas for new podcasts. It's because of you guys after we're talking about Chainlink today.
Yep.
Awesome question. Definitely going to do that. So what is Chainlink? Think of Chainlink as a bridge of information. Okay, very important to know that. It's an Oracle network connecting smart contracts on blockchains to real-world data like prices, interest rates, weather, stocks, prices, or even bank systems. Okay, that's the idea. A smart contract that sends payments if the S&P 500 rises 2% today. Chainlink makes that real-world data trustworthy and usable on chain, right? Pros: brings data into the blockchain. Works with Ethereum, Swift, banks, and DeFi. Already has partnerships with the Google Cloud, Swift, and multiple banks. Cons: it's not built for fast money transfers itself. More of a support system rather than a payments engine.
So when they talk about an oracle, what exactly is the definition of an oracle? Because I mean, we can read these documents all day long, but so Flare is an oracle as well, quite different, but it's an oracle, and what that's doing, that's a feed where it's just taking in tons of information from different blockchains, and they're figuring out what the pricing is going to be on these various things. So it's going to be very instrumental in the future with all the connectivity that's going to happen between these blockchains. So it's a long-term hold as far as I'm concerned, and it's going to have great value. And the reason why it's going to have great value is because of the fact it's connecting everybody, which is unique to the situation. I also like the fact that on Chainlink, which is LINK, by the way, if anybody wants to know what is Link, it is Link. There's only 1 billion of them. There's 100 billion of XRP. There's only 1 billion of Link. So there's a lot smaller quantity. So it's going to be supply and demand. It's going to be worth more, which is already well over where XRP is right now. What are we sitting around? $26, $26.
AU below. That's awesome. I love this. AU below me. XRP Army 3 to 5 seconds payments, 0.0001 fees, 1,500 transactions per second. I think it's more than that. Isn't it 1,700?
Yeah, that's around
1,500 transactions per second. Hands down the best. Absolutely all with you. Below me.
Clever.
That's a great one. I love that. As you mentioned, my friend, XRP is the highway for money, moving value across borders in seconds at a very low cost. XRP Ledger is designed for settlement, fast, secure, scalable payments between banks and institutions. We are XRP enthusiasts. Marla, thank you for joining us on Instagram. Big XRP enthusiast. We love XRP. XRP is the future, but there are things that come along with it, and Chainlink is definitely one of those.
Definitely.
Example: sending $10,000 to Europe from US in 3 seconds with almost no fee, instead of waiting 3 to 5 business days through the SWIFT system. And we know that. We know it. We feel it. We've seen it and experienced it personally, especially in real estate, especially in buying cars. Try to go bank to bank and send some money. They don't want to do it. It's almost like they're telling you, hey, don't transfer money from bank to bank here. We're going to charge you a lot for it, and it's going to take you a few days to do it. When you can get in your car, take the cash, by the way, go to the bank and ask for all that cash, right? Go to the bank and ask for 15 grand all of a sudden. They almost have a panic attack. What do you know the money for? And you're like, what do you mean? Why do we? Because I want it. Well, we don't have it right away ready for you. Wait, you're the bank. What do you mean you don't have it? I have to wait a little while. That just blew my mind. I couldn't believe that.
Well, I mean, think about it though. The bank loans out 100 to 1. So for every dollar you put in, they can loan out 100 against that.
That's crazy.
So I mean, it's a broken system if you really think about it. It's broken.
AU, you're awesome. LOL. I'm glad you liked my name. Guys, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, my friend, and thank you for being part of our show. again, you guys make this show exciting because you guys bring the value and the questions. And I like how Blade asked of us to get a segment on staking, as I can't even get the words out. So again, anything you guys want, we're going to talk about. We're going to learn together. You might know something more than we do. We want to educate ourselves as well, and then educate everybody out there who's watching. Let's make this whole show more exciting. So, of course, pros of XRP: speed and low cost, liquidity bridge for currencies, already tested with banks and central banks. In reality, very much a reality, needs continued institutional partnerships to grow global dominance. I mean, global dominance is everything. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, we have all the relationships in place already with with Ripple.
Yes.
With what's going on. So it's a lot of them are still under NDA. A lot of them are still not NDA stands for
non-disclosure.
Yeah, non-disclosure. So they're still not disclosing what they're doing. So just imagine when we have that kind of enlightenment that we can actually know who these 1,800 plus banks and institutions are that are on board right now.
I'm so excited about what's going to happen, the day it's going to happen, the moment's going to happen. I was doing a little research. Ethereum right now is blowing up. ETH is like on fire, right? It took a big dive. But in the big picture, what it's done in the last month or two has been amazing, right? And I asked you earlier, like, what's going on? ETH going bananas here. Why not XRP? And there's so much things that are happening with XRP in the background that we just don't see. We're anticipating it so hard because we're all so excited about it. But everybody is talking about the XRP army, and there's no more, I'll call it, powerful on the crypto market, in the crypto space. I don't think there's a big enough group of people that are more excited about what the XRP is going to do.
I agree with you, but it is still early. I mean, the reason I'm not an Ethereum lover by any means.
Neither am I.
But the reason why they're so expensive compared to XRP is because they have total value locked. The amount of liquidity that's locked up on their exchange, not exchange, but through their I might lose my through their network. That's the reason why their price is so expensive. That, and they did sort of get the
free pass
from the government.
They got the free pass
while they threw us the SEC
monkey wrench.
Yeah.
But that whole SEC lawsuit happened for a reason. I believe that because it gave the government time. I think I was listening to Crypto Sensei, or was it maybe Coach JV? One of them was talking about that they needed this lawsuit to happen. And it was almost like a planned event. And they needed so much time for it to happen and hold their XRP value to go up. So that all these massive bank institutions around the world have had a chance to get involved with XRP and buy as much as possible. And it's kind of like you go to the deli and they got the order or burger shop. You get the line tickets of things going on, and all these banks all over the world. How many banks all over the world putting in their orders for XRP right now? And how many XRP coins can they buy at one time? Can they only buy like 1 million at a clip? Can they buy 5 million, 100 million? Like, how many can they buy, and how many do they need? They're trying to figure all this out because of how much activity they're going to be doing with cross-border payments within the country and within the world.
Well, they pretty much can't even buy it from Ripple because of the lawsuit. The way the lawsuit went down, they have to buy it on the exchanges, which is the same ones that you and I are, as it is right now. Now, I'm not saying that they don't gift a bunch of it to the governments or whatever down the road, but as of right now, there's a limited supply, and that supply is being taken up by retail as well as any other banks that are also getting involved, or institutions at the same time.
You mentioned about the retail side of it, which is what we are. We're the retail, but then the retail also, because they're buying it the same way we are. Except for what I understand from Jake is there's also a background to this whole process where they can go directly and buy larger quantities. Is that right? I mean, didn't you talk about that as well?
I think it's called the black market.
The black,
or one
right?
of
The
those,
black. There's a black
yeah,
something, right?
Yeah,
Where these bank institutions can buy millions at a clip, and they can buy them even cheaper. I think it's, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
Because
weighted averaged or whatever they're doing.
and all
they do the same thing with the stock market. It's the same thing. If they don't want to move the price, they can do it through that. That.
Can you imagine how much XRP BlackRock owns or is going to own? Can you just imagine the most powerful institution in the world is BlackRock?
And they say they're not even involved right now. So
they
that's what they say.
They're not involved right now. Listen, if BlackRock's not involved, then I am not an XRP lover. Because when they own what they own, involved in the stock market, the stock exchange, they control the stock exchange, literally.
Yeah, what do they have? $12 trillion, $11 to $12 trillion in assets under management.
And God bless BlackRock, right? I mean, it's a smart institution, but they're a monopoly to some degree in the sense of what they own, but it's a legal monopoly, right? Because of what they're doing. They've got so much power, and they have to love XRP, and they have to want to be involved in it and want to see it succeed because it only behooves them. And what's happening with, again, I talked about Bitcoin. I heard that 95% of Bitcoin's been already purchased. Only 5%'s left, right?
To be created, you mean?
To be available for purchase. Coach JB was talking about that today.
Okay.
That only 5% of Bitcoin is left, right? It's the gold standard. It's going to be
locked up. You mean they've locked up most of it? So there's very little on the exchanges, is what you're telling me?
I don't know about the exchange. I think they actually said that's not only 5% left of Bitcoin. Is that possible?
Well, I don't follow Bitcoin, but
right,
they're going to mine it all the way up to 2040 or something like that.
Right.
But the mining gets cut in half every 4 years. So they call it the halving is what they call it. So my question is I mean, there's not a lot left to make. I mean, the majority of it has already been mined. So
right.
there's less and less. So let's just say if there's 21 million, let's say 18 million has already been created. That would not leave you a lot. So there you go.
I know the Trump family's making it, and they've got their place down in Texas. They're mining that in Texas, and God bless them because they want Bitcoin to be a power thing. And listen, it takes money to make money, right? So if it takes money to make money, let's jump back into XRP and to Chainlink, because if you buy it and you own it, then you're a part of it, right? And
I like what somebody said the other day. I think it might have been Coach JV. He was talking. He said that he expects that the Trump family will make more money.
Yes, he did.
More money in cryptocurrencies than they will with all the buildings that they built.
Absolutely, 100%.
Around the world. How crazy is that? Think about that for a second. That's just like, wow.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I think that is, because how much expenses they have to pay for all those buildings around the world, right? There's an expense there. Like you own something, but there's a lot of, they got taxes and construction and upkeep and employees and all kind of stuff.
But we're not even talking about the maintenance. We're just talking about
the value. Right.
So just think that, I mean, if that's true, granted they bought a lot more than you and I did, but even still,
right.
Where do they expect to go? If it's going to be worth, with what they've bought, is worth more money than the whole Trump assets. Think about it. That's just mind-blowing if you really think about it.
I am impressed by on many levels because of the fact that they were like sick and tired of the banking system crippling them and taking advantage of them and giving them the no. Yeah. Can you imagine a bank saying to you no, or just, AU, if Ripple gets a bank charter, escrow goes away. And that's a big thing we're talking about. Oh, that was Lizard King. Lizard King, thanks for joining us again today. We appreciate you being here. Yeah. If Ripple gets a bank charter, the escrow goes away.
And dark pools. He corrected me. It's the dark pools. I couldn't remember the name of it.
That's right. Thank you very much for jumping in. Yes. You guys are going back and forth. I love it. Dark pools is exactly what it was. I couldn't remember you. But yeah, this thing with Ripple and having their own bank, that's a big thing that you're talking about a lot right now. And we just don't know. We know that XRP is definitely picking up all the pieces. They're like a professional chess player. XRP is a professional chess player that you don't know all the moves that are being made and thought about in this game.
It's a good way to look at it.
Right? They are picking up the pawns. I don't know all the names, but they're picking up all these little pieces that all of a sudden they buy something, they own it because there's a strategy behind it. They've got like this central core that is so strong, and they're just picking away pieces around it and making that core the roots of this product, of this coin, of this future so strong, because it's going to have to be in order to be such a powerful financial structure in the world today and in the future. Thank you, AU, and thank you, Lizard King. Appreciate that very much. Awesome
just real
stuff.
quick, I'm just going to take it just real quick. You know, there's a company that's been selling. It's called Link2. It's been selling a lot of the pre-IPO kind of stuff, and they've sold a lot of Ripple pre-IPO shares. And it's sort of interesting because they're basically trying to steal them all.
They are not a nice company.
Well, it wasn't Link2. Link2 was pretty. Link2 was fine, but then they basically are trying to throw them into bankruptcy and trying to take all the creditors' shares. Goes to show you how much value the Ripple shares are. For example, right now Ripple's selling some. The last sales were about $175 each. They're saying that the Ripple shares, when that goes public, is going to go anywhere between $912 or $1,300 a share.
Bango, quickety quick.
So I mean, I'm just letting you know that it's interesting to hear.
And just what could that do to the XRP price?
Yeah, good point. Yep,
it's going to, and I'm just curious. What is the
especially when Ripple owns 43% of them. And that's not even accounted into these share prices. So think about that.
I got a question. What is Ethereum worth on the stock exchange with their ETF? Any idea?
There's a lot of different ones that are out there.
Is there a spot ETF?
I was in one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the price because I don't remember, but I actually sold it all to buy XXRP. So it was a double. That XXRP is a 2x of whatever Ripple prices do. So I just thought it was a better move, a 2x on Ripple XRP versus Ethereum 1-to-1.
Interesting.
It's a little leverage move.
I just think when you see Lizard King, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't think you hear a word from Garlinghouse until after the decision. I think you're right. Brad's sitting on the sideline with popcorn. He's just getting ready.
They know exactly what's going down.
There is a plan. There is a plan, and it is going to go.
5 years ago, before the let's say not even before, when that lawsuit happened, I wouldn't be surprised if Brad knew that lawsuit was even going to happen. You know, the world is a stage. I hate to say it.
That's a good one. The world is a stage. I like that. I still think the one I said last week. Do you remember what I said last week?
No, I can't remember what I just said 2 minutes ago.
XRP is the messiah of crypto.
Remember that? I didn't like it then. I don't like it today. No, I'm trying to tease it.
I think that it's maybe that's not the right word to use, but I'm going to say XRP is going to be.
How about the king?
It will be the
king of crypto.
Will be the king of the jungle in the crypto world.
I'm with you on that.
All right, it's going to be a hot thing, and again, it's all kind of coming down the pipe. A lot of us know about the XRP, and we talk about XRP a lot. But Chainlink, I didn't know a lot about Chainlink, and because I didn't kind of get brought to my attention, I hear about it. I didn't get a chance to research it. But what's exciting about this is the future of cross-border payments. Current system is SWIFT. We know that 50 years old. Okay, Chainlink and XRP equals real-time programmable finance. Together, central banks and institutions are exploring ways to tokenize money, bonds, and assets, and both Chainlink and XRP are deeply involved.
SWIFT is already working with Chainlink, from what I've read.
That's right. We actually mentioned that before. Yes, we did.
Yeah. Yep.
Chainlink equals trusted information highway. XRP equals trusted money highway. Together, they could, or say should, replace SWIFT and reshape how banks handle money and data in the future. it's going to be an exciting future. And it's like, it seems to be taking its time really slowly. It's like the turtle. It's like the turtle.
It's slow because you're waiting for it.
We're like, anticipation is like beyond the roof. over for all of us.
99% of the people out there in the real world that are watching this, that not watching this, but 99% of the people have no idea. And then all of a sudden, one day they wake up and it's a different world.
AU says, I agree, Lizard. I bought most of mine at 38 cents and have pretty good amount. When it goes into gonna go, there's no stopping it. Lizard King bullish, AU bullish. Absolutely bullish. 100%. You know what? It's funny. When you think about the XRP.
Are they bullish on XRP or any Chainlink? Any Chainlink?
You guys on Chainlink, XRP?
Does anybody have any Chainlink? That's my question.
That's a good question. Does anybody out there have any Chainlink? And if you don't, are you looking at buying it? But Chainlink is much more expensive. Is it $25 a coin?
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the whole thing. Like, you get to a point where you might be priced out. Yeah, you could afford to buy Chainlink at $25 a coin. Or you can buy, let's see, 8 XRP versus 1 Chainlink. What's your investment? Did you buy Chainlink when it was at $3 and now it's at 25? I kind of think that people will lean towards the XRP, which is why we talk about other coins such as.
I have some through my iTrust IRA. I have some Chainlink, but I mean, clearly, hands down, I think the XRP is a better move.
I think it's going to be a 10x or 100x more faster than it'll be with Chainlink. That's my guess. You'll make a lot more if you buy the same amount of money, spend the same amount of $100,000 worth of Chainlink, $100,000 worth of XRP. You're going to do much better, I think, with the X factor on your
it's
XRP.
the same thing that we say about Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
We say Bitcoin, Bitcoin's got to go to 140 or 240 from 120 versus
it's going to
Bitcoin's
be
XRP's got to go to $3
right.
to 6.
1x versus exactly. And again, you have the XLM, you have the XTC, you have HBAR, all great coins to pick up. You have Flare, another great coin to pick up. I think it's about 2.5 cents a coin, roughly in that ballpark of Flare. Flare is, I can't talk. Flare was at 1 cent, 1.5 cents in the last couple, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And now it's at 2.5 cents, close to 3 cents right now.
Yeah.
That's a pretty amazing pickup at a penny a piece. So it's all about, and Lizard King, I hold both, but my wagon hitched to XRP. Bang, bang,
well
bang.
Said.
I'm impressed that you have both, by the way.
Are you in the Midwest with the wagon analogy?
I like that.
I think it's sort of funny.
And AU is XRP. Blade, only XRP for now. Blade, with the economy today, people want maximum return. Bitcoin is high, and many people are hopeful that XRP will do the same. 1,000%. I really believe in my heart and my soul that XRP will be the Bitcoin of the future. It sounds mind-blowing and crazy and like absolutely crazy to think that something for today at $3 could be worth 100,000 plus.
Yeah.
But the reality is, based on what its functionality is, what the system is going into, the amount of banks worldwide that will need it, want it, and use it worldwide, not like just here in America, not just in Europe, not just in South America. It's going to be all over the world using it.
Yeah.
It's going to just kind of be like, it's just going to be like a steamroller happening with like absolute fire speed.
Yep.
Kind of like watching when you saw Bitcoin go from, 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000 to 40,000 to 50,000. I'm not even sure if I can do, but it, within a year or two kind of blew up, right?
Yep. Especially if there's a shortage, and there's not a lot of XRP on the exchanges. So a shortage can happen pretty easy.
It's not like it happened.
Not even the utility.
I just think about the fact that there's 54 billion left of XRP?
No, well, there's 54 that have been
circulated. So this means there's 46,
45, 43, 45.
So let's just say there's 45 billion left of XRP, okay, for the entire world. And only, remember this, 6.5% of the world is involved in crypto today. 6.5% of the entire world is involved in crypto. That includes the banks.
Yep.
That means it's going to be like, I don't even know how to use the right, what's the best word to use? And Lizard King, I'm in Texas. It's required to spit before speaking. I love it. Everything is bigger and better in Texas. And one of the places
That's why I knew the wagon.
I love it.
The horse and the wagon.
I love it. I will tell you that I've always wanted to visit Texas. This is one of my places I've always wanted to visit. I tell my wife all the time, why? This may be silly. A woman in cowboy boots to me is the hottest thing. And that's why.
Where's your wife right now?
She is home.
Well, I hope she doesn't ever turn that on.
I hope she's home. I hope she's watching and making dinner. That's what I hope she's doing right now because she's an amazing cook. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm getting hungry. But that being said, bigger and better in Texas, and I love cowboy boots.
So 59% of all XRP has been released into the market right now.
So
67.8% has already been released for Link. So it's interesting, Link's been
Chainlink.
Yep, Link. Yep, they're farther along with maximizing what they have out there, and they only have $1 billion versus 100 billion.
Which is why that the banks, institutions are really going to lean on XRP, and who knows what else is going to come to play? Maybe a little XDC, XLM. Who knows what exactly is going to be involved over there? Is it XDC? Right, that's the sister. XRP. XLM is the sister. I got that screwed up. The XLM is a sister to XRP. Might be involved in there also. They talk about that too. I think what's the price of XLM today? Maybe
I'll tell you in 2 seconds. It used to be 45. Let's see. With the pullback,
XCC is 8 cents. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I just saw that.
Let's see. XLM.
There you go. Right there. I can't see your thumbs in the way. 41 cents.
41.
So
41.83.
You have some serious opportunities here. Let's take advantage. Let's share this with your friends and family. Hey, listen, make sure to please like our show. We appreciate that very much. Please talk about it with your friends and family if you're enjoying it. And I agree with you, AU. H-Bar is gonna do great things. H-Bar, I love his thing. AU below me. I just love that. Oh my God, that's so awesome. I like it. I go every time I see it, I want to say it. I'm keeping it.
It sort of reminds me of one of our past clients, by the way. We had one of our past clients, and he gave me a survey.
Yeah.
And
did the survey come? But his email frame was kind of.
The survey came, and it was very similar to something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just.
Read your laugh every time you read it.
Oh yeah, every time I address him today, I still actually talk about it. That's Scott, by the way.
And H-Bar is definitely a winner all day long. I think H-Bar was around 27 cents the last time I looked. Maybe it's a little higher, maybe it's a little lower. I haven't looked at it recently. Definitely a game changer. We talk about these different cryptos, and the biggest thing is about you learning about what we're talking about, being involved in it, and educating. Do the research. We talk about it all the time.
24/7.
Okay, so 24. They're holding strong. H-Bar is holding strong at 24 cents, 24.247.
Yeah.
AU, my wife hates my name. Yeah, I bet she does. But you know what? She also appreciates it because she knows that, you know what? It's a part of who you are. You make people laugh. You're out there having fun.
The question is, does she like crypto?
That's the question.
That's the question. Because guess what? My wife really could care less about crypto.
My wife tells me all the time, I don't want to hear about it till it happens. That's what she says. Because we eat, sleep, and drink it. We talk about it. We watch the podcast. We listen to things all the time. And they're just kind of like, but although last week I talked about my friends over here, Frank and Michelle. And Michelle was all in on it. And she was getting now Frank into it. And Frank was pumped about it.
Very, very unusual, by the way.
The couples together.
Just having the couple, still to this day, 5 years in this business,
I
don't see a handful. I do know.
Although 30% of women are involved in crypto, we know that to be facts. 30% of women are involved, or 30% of the crypto world is women. I should rephrase that. 30% of the crypto world. So in that 6.5% of the world, 1/3 is women.
Well, I mean,
that means 2%.
Unless if the husband I'm not saying all the case, obviously, but in my situation, I put my wife into an IRA, a Roth IRA, with her name, obviously not because it's her IRA, but it was me doing the work.
It could be possible. I think that women are a lot more vocal about it when they are involved in it, and they're a lot more
Passionate.
Women are passionate people, right? Men are, show me the money. Let's see the bottom line. What am I investing here? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
AU, that's what she says to me, LOL. But she has been she's been reaping the benefits, so she can't say. Yeah, I you know what? Again, it's my wife. Again, I told you about that story. My wife wakes up in the morning one day and she's looking at her phone and she just looks up at me in the most strangest way. And I'm like, what? Like, am I in trouble? Like, what's going on? She's like, so all I see in my Instagram feed is about XRP. And she's like, it's just following her, like, and she can't get out of it. And she's just seeing that. She's like, you know, about the woman who's talking to her husband, and she like appears over the couch and she's like, we're really rich. Like, and he's like, yep. And it continue, and it shows like the future of XRP as it starts to climb.
That's
and
a
she's
good
like,
meme.
We're really, really rich. And you know what? I can't wait for that day.
I saw memes my daughter's boyfriend's father sent to me. I really liked it. It was a house on the water for sale, and it was for sale 100 XRP. I like that. That was a good one. Yeah,
that is a great one.
We'll love it when that's the day.
That'll be, yeah, right. It'll be house. That's exactly what's going to happen.
House on the ocean.
Yeah,
for 100 XRP.
And then it's going to be, well, what does that equal? Oh my God, 100 XRP at 100,000 a piece. That's $1 million house. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'll take
God
XRP
willing,
over
from
cash.
your lips to God's ears.
Awesome. Lizard King, I had to buy my wife a cold storage wallet loaded to get her interested. You know what? That was
Did
smart.
that work? Did it work?
I mean, he said it got her interested. That's actually really smart. I tried to explain to my wife about a cold storage wallet, and it kind of was like, you know, listen, when you're new to this, it's confusing. Well, why do you have to put it there? To protect it. Well, why do you have to protect it? So no one can get it. Well, when you're buying it, can someone get it from you? Well, technically speaking, they could if they had access to it, but you never know what's going to happen. But you learn from other people's stories in life, right? You heard something happen in life to somebody else, and then you learn from that person having that kind of problem to protect yourself. And the educators out there, like all these guys and girls that we listen to on, you know, YouTube who talk about crypto, they really, most of them try to educate you as much as possible and give you different. By the way, if you don't already have one, there's a link below on the podcast. If you don't have a decent wallet, which is a great wallet to have, it's been recommended by most of the people who follow. So I want to make sure people have that. If you do end up getting a decent wallet, we do get a little something here as well. We want to thank you for that. Helps.
Never buy anything from Amazon.
That's right. Never
just for all the newbies.
Don't go on Amazon. Always buy direct from the company. I think on the link you're going to use, it's going to save you a couple of bucks also on the decent wallet, which is nice as well. But if you don't have a decent wallet, you definitely should.
And let's explain why never to buy from Amazon.
So what can happen, I've learned from other people, such as Mike specifically, that if you buy from something from Amazon or a side vendor, the people who work there can open up the wallet, they can look at the seed phrase, right? And then close it back up. You'd never even know the difference. And then one day,
shrink wrap it, right? Seal it back up.
One day you could be loading your decent or any Ledger Nano or any one of these ledgers and having all your crypto on there. And then all of a sudden, poof, it's gone because they have the access codes. So that's some crazy, crazy, scary stuff. And it's so important to make sure you're protected.
Yeah.
Blade, you know what, Lizard King? That's a great idea for Christmas gift for younger generation niece and nephew. You know what? I like that Blade just said that. That is a great idea. As a matter of fact, I actually told my wife that my nieces and nephews were going to get XRP as gifts. Now, it's kind of like when you were a kid getting a bond from your family member. And Blade, you made a perfect, great, like an idea that is like, it reminds me of the history when we were kids. You remember your uncle, your aunt buying you a bond, you're like, oh my God, a bond, great, it's worth in 12 years. You buy them XRP.
Yeah.
I mean, holy moly. That is a massively great idea. That's a brilliant idea.
It's good for a lot of things. If you think about it, if you have somebody that's into crypto, you can literally, for a wedding gift.
Oh my God.
Think about it. Hey, give me your wallet address and I will forward you my wedding gift.
So let me ask you a question. If you use a wallet address, that doesn't give them any access to your crypto.
No.
They can't get access. They can't figure
No, because they're getting the receiving address, not the sending. Because I mean, literally, this is the way this whole world's going to be. You're going to be sending money back and forth to people's wallets all the time. So they're not something that's going to.
That's a really good point you make, Mike. And I love that idea, Blade, what you said. And Lizard King goes over here and says people get interested when they see money grow. That is absolutely true. And that's what happened to my son. You know, when he was young, got some money as a gift. And my father-in-law, God rest his soul, had taught about the stock market and taught him how to invest and bought little things and showed him how to do things and yada, yada, yada. And he began to watch and learn. And then when I said to him, I said, Danny, I want you to learn about crypto. At first, he was like, eh. And then he kind of saw what's going on. And he said, okay, Dad, I'm interested. And he started to learn about XRP and learn about crypto. And then he does his own research. And he goes, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? So you're absolutely right. By them having a chance to watch things grow and learn about things at a young age, it's a huge, huge mind and body gift for them. They can begin to learn about these things at a young age. And it's important to make sure that their parents can't take it because they won't know the information, right? Because mom and dads have taken their kids' money, their birthday money. Have you ever heard that before? I have. Not because it happened to me necessarily, right? Or like when the parents would, get Halloween candy. How about that on Halloween? Let me get a bite of that candy bar and half the candy bar is gone. That didn't happen to me either. Maybe not. I mean, come on, it happens, right? So let's make sure.
Communism. That's communism. The kid does the work. The kid gets the candy, brings it home, and then daddy eats.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
right.
Communism. I love it. Not really. I'm being sarcastic.
Absolutely. I remember that. Let me make sure there's no pins and needles in there, right? Yeah. Let's see, Lizard King. People get interested when they see money grow. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. I saw that again. I'm sorry. The information is scrolling through over here. So listen, that's a great idea. I think that'd be a beautiful gift to buy your nieces, your nephews. Get them a couple of XRPs or any other coins that you want to buy for them. Maybe get them a decent wallet to kind of let them learn how to watch it grow.
Save that seed phrase somewhere safe.
I would definitely help them that. Or I wonder if you can, if you were to do something for a kid, open up something go to the bank, you open it up for them.
Hey, I got an idea. How about an iTrust Capital account? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know some of the guys that I used to follow, they would say, might have even been Jake, saying if your kid works for your business, then you can actually start an IRA and be able to fund the IRA and get the tax deduction for your kid. So maybe if you're down that road, maybe you could actually be paying the kid and then using that money to, maybe it won't be a gift, but you can start funding.
The ideas are starting to funnel, and together we'll learn together on different ideas. And you guys are going to help us figure out these ways as well. But I definitely like the idea of getting your kids and family members gifts of XRP or any other coins that you think would be great for them, and for them to begin to learn about it. And maybe buying your wife, as you mentioned before, as a gift, maybe for her birthday or something like that. Although I'm not sure if she'll like it very much today, but she'll love it tomorrow. She will love it tomorrow and in the future. Lizard King, Halloween guilty, right? I mean, happens all the time. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for joining us. We love and appreciate you very much. We're going to be back on Friday for another exciting show. We have some exciting ideas to come up with. If you think of anything you want us to talk about.
They already came up with staking.
So staking will definitely be on the conversation for Friday, 100%.
If they want it, we'll talk about it.
And Debbie, thank you so much for joining us on Instagram. We're just finishing the show over here. Please stay tuned for Friday. We're going to have an amazing show. We're going to talk about staking and some other great things. If you out there have another idea for us while when you're watching this in the replay, please put it out there for us. We'll definitely look into making a show about it. Comments, absolutely.
Dave reads them. I don't.
Want to thank you so much for joining us every week, Mondays and Fridays, the intro to crypto. Hope you're learning. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're enjoying. And we appreciate being a part of your lives every week. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you soon.